So some really good news because there has been a comprehensive study performed by the PMA, the Production Music Association, to research and find out what's going on in the TV market. How much music that you hear in TV shows, movies, commercials, sports programming, all that good stuff, even in ads, how much of it is coming from production music libraries? How much of it is coming from commercial music, basically music that's been made by mainstream artists, and how much of it is being composed by independent or commissioned composers that's basically creating custom music for these TV shows, movies, and commercials. So the PMA did a really awesome report here. You might have seen some news stories about it in articles, but I actually have a link directly to the study, which if you want to get a copy of it and take a look and follow along if you want to, it's in the description box below. But let me go ahead and just go into why this is good news for us TV film composers that work with production music libraries. The biggest takeaway that you'll see from a lot of the reports about this is that 46% of all music played on broadcast and cable TV is production music, meaning that about half of the music that you hear on TV is coming from people like me and you, from stay-at-home music producers. We don't have big fan bases, we don't have huge followings, we don't have viral hits online, but we are making high-quality music that's getting placed in these shows. So that's really great news for us. And I've said this in many of my videos going back to when I first even started my YouTube channel. We are sort of the unsung heroes of the TV film music library, the music licensing world. We don't get credit, we don't get really anything on screen, but there is a ton of opportunity for you, for anybody that wants to put your hard work and effort into getting your music placed in TV shows, movies, and commercials, especially in the TV and cable broadcast market. And as you can see with this report, about 50% of it is coming from people like you and I. And we're going to reveal how little actually comes from the mainstream artists, because a lot of people have that myth when they think about getting into sync licensing. Oh, that's just where you have to be kind of already an established artist to get placements on TV, and you're going to see how backwards that thinking is. It's totally not true. But these are the channels, networks that they basically did the the analysis, the sample from February to March of 2022. So they did 47 TV stations, as you can see here. So let's go into some of the data that they found. So looking across all 47 channels, we identified music present in 39% of the total airing time. So that's basically just in all the time that's on TV, all the just screen time of something being performed or something being broadcasted. About 39% of the time there's music being present, okay? And as we go down, we're going to see actually the total music usage breakdown per channel. They discovered the highest music usage was in lifestyle, documentary, and reality TV channels like Investigation Discovery, Oxygen True Crime, Food Network, Outdoor Channel, and True TV. So reality TV, basically documentary, lifestyle shows is really where the most music is being played. But let's go even deeper into this. Yeah, let me keep going. I want to show you this one right here. This is the sort of big takeaway for what kind of music is being used. 46%, as you see, is production music. That's you and I. Only 7% is coming from commercial music. So those are the big chart-topping, trending artists, rappers, musicians, all that kind of stuff that already have kind of like a household name. They're only getting 7% of the total music that's being aired and used in this market. Granted, they get paid a lot more than you and I do when they get a placement, so that's not necessarily a comprehensive look at where the income is going. But in terms of the opportunity and the amount of placements that are out there, you and I are dominating this market. We are the ones that are really taking a big chunk of this. 47% would be the unclassified, which would be kind of a hodgepodge. It's sort of a potpourri of many different types of music. So it can include commissioned music, which would be somebody hiring somebody to create some original film, TV scores. It could be catalogs also owned by broadcasters, which would be like many broadcasters, many networks are starting to create and compile their own music. And you can still earn your royalties on the back end of those if you get into those opportunities, but there are definitely a limited amount of opportunities with those kind of catalogs, as well as production music libraries that might have not been a part of this study that the PMA was keeping an eye on. So even some of this 47% is probably could be bleeding into our 46%. So I think it's no doubt that we're at least half of the total music that's being aired out there. So that's really cool. And then here's some sort of stuff for production music in terms of where is production music mostly being used. It's primarily in lifestyle, reality, and sports channels, including Outdoor Channel, Magnolia, ESPN, NFL, and Food Network. So reality and sports really are where the most amount of music is being placed. It's definitely where I have had a vast majority of my royalties come from. So it's definitely lots of opportunities that are in those networks and those placement, those areas essentially. So I still think that is a place where you can go. And what kind of music does well in reality and sports? Well, tension, minimal music, EDM, hip hop, rock, even a lot of orchestral stuff. So it's kind of all the genres that I've been talking about in many of my videos. It's still the most, I guess it gives you the most bang for your buck if you kind of steer your music toward these areas. And this report kind of validates that. And I think it really sort of puts a stamp of approval on that strategy that I still think is the best one, because I know you can definitely get placements with Middle Eastern minimal tension music with a rock twist to it. I know that you can go into these really kind of niche genres, but there are definitely genres and sounds and styles that if you steer your music towards, you'll see that you'll get just more opportunities for them. Okay. So, and we are not that 7% of the commercial music. We're not those commercial artists that can go, hey, if you're going to use my popular song, you got to fork out $100,000 to use it, which is definitely very, very common with those styles. So we don't have that clout. We can't command those kind of prices for a particular one-time usage of our track. So in order to compensate for that, we definitely need to shoot at terms of more of a quantity approach. At least that's what I believe, and that's what's really worked out for me in my career, and I know that it can work for you as well. So anyways, if you want to look more into this data, look more into what's going on there, definitely check out this report. As I said, overall, this really is positive. I think this is definitely confirming, and it really kind of validates the strategy that I've been sort of preaching on my channel for 6 years, and I'll continue to preach it until I think maybe there's got to be a reason for kind of a significant change. But production music libraries have a lot of opportunity, and I think it's still the best place to go in terms of creating full-time back-end, royalties and passive income for yourself in your music career. So hopefully you find some comfort and some encouragement from this.